Hey kids, it's Brother Wheeze from the Wheeze Show, and you're listening to the Hoppy and Super Rich Show.
All right, welcome back. Call us 630-785. That is 630-785-2510. That is 630-785-2510. And real quick, as a quick reminder, here's how you can listen to The Edge on your mobile device and spread the word. Go to the Google Play Shop or on your iTunes mobile shop and search up TuneIn. On there, search up The Edge on air once you get the TuneIn app. Also, to check out all the other artists that are on The Edge, go to theedgeonair.com/edge-artists and theedgeonair.com and just click on the artist page. All right. On the phone line is one of the friends of the Hoppy and SuperRICH show and one of the contributors we have. Kwall is on Hoppy and SuperRICH. What's up, dude?
How you doing, Hoppy?
We are doing pretty good. So, what's your comment about my rant about Johnny Manziel, Moneymaker?
Well, I mean, the guy's, clearly out of control. I mean, that's what your whole point of the rant was. But, keep in mind, this guy's fresh out of college, big hype, really just larger than life. He's just now finding out what it's like in the real world.
But he should have been ready. He has mentors. Like I have mentors in radio who say once that moment comes, get ready. You should have the same thing with the NFL. You can't just come in like a little punk. You know what I mean? Like it's okay to party on the side. It's okay to have friends, to have a hot girlfriend. But when it affects your play, it shows maybe you're not as great as everyone wants you to be, Money Manziel.
Right, but it's, and it's something, the ESPN, what other people find is just attractive about Johnny. Like he's, brash, he's young, he's partying it up. Not only that,
he's not that young. It's not like he's 19 years old and he just came out of high school. I mean, I get he's in his 20s, but at some point you're in the NFL now. You're a professional. You should be ready. Okay, he is 21 years old, so I'll give him that. All right, so I'm going to have SuperRICH read the rest of the news, and we'll have you on the line for a few minutes to comment.
Johnny Manziel's Wikipedia page.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it. Okay.
I wonder how much of that is inaccurate.
I'd say most of it was accurate because there's like those diehard Texas A&M fans that update it constantly.
Oh, that's not true. We got to fix that.
He has a better 40-yard dash time than that. Give him credit, guys.
All right. Or they'll say he's the best quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah. All right. So this is from Middleborough, Massachusetts. 2 students are suspended after posting a controversial Facebook photo.
And now listen. When you think of controversial, you might think of a girl in a short dress or a very provocative position or something very interesting or dirty. But what does it say there? What is the controversy about?
Yeah, 2 high school students say they're facing expulsion over a photo posted to Facebook. Tito Velez, who is 16, and his girlfriend, Jamie Pereira, are shown holding airsoft guns in a homecoming photo they posted on Facebook last Friday.
People are like, but they're just kidding around. They're not going to shoot anybody. In 2014, when you have school shootings every other week, you can't tell in the picture that it's an airsoft gun. And even then, airsoft guns do damage.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So the fact that heck.
Yeah, like what's your take, Cable? To me, the fact that these 2 weirdos, this weird homecoming couple that took a picture by themselves, so you know that they didn't go with anybody else but themselves. For them to think that they can take this picture and they won't be reprimanded, they must be idiots.
Yeah, especially what just happened in, Washington State?
Yeah, out there in Seattle. All right, and here's my other thing. This was the type of couple where it's like they went out to eat at Olive Garden, they ate a lot of breadsticks. Maybe they grinded a little bit at the dance, but then like they probably made out a little bit and then we're home by 11. Like nothing really fun happened that night. They didn't go to the parties. They were in the corner, not even grinding.
Well, and they're only 16, so they were sophomores at the time.
God, I feel old. That means they were born in
juniors.
like 98, 99. I feel old. You know what I mean? Like they were 3 years old when 9/11 happened.
Right.
So what else to say?
Airsoft guns are replicas which can fire plastic pellets and are intended to be non-lethal. Velez said they wanted their photo to be unique and use something other than flowers. This isn't dangerous. You can kill someone with it. Or you can't kill someone with it. Velez said. We didn't shoot anyone. We were pointing them at the floor. Everything was on safe. No batteries. They never left the house. We never took them to school. That would be stupid.
You don't know what's going to happen after the picture. It wasn't like you were expelled. You were suspended for a good reason. You're taking a homecoming picture with a gun.
And you're posting it on Facebook because you think you look cool.
Why would you
in the
do
photo.
that? People just think you're an idiot for doing that.
Right.
Well,
And
it's actually pretty common in the South.
well, this isn't the South.
Yeah,
Describe what ethnicity they are, just to kind of throw it out there.
What?
Describe what ethnicity they look like.
They're Spanish.
No, they look like they're like Middle Eastern.
Well, their last name's Velez. I'm assuming they're Spanish.
Yeah, but this isn't like in the South. Like they know better than to do this. So what else does it say?
But when the teenagers put a caption on the photo relating it to homecoming at their school, the Bristol Plymouth Regional Technical School. God, that's a long name for a school.
Well, maybe you could say if it was in the South, you could say the theme was being a cowboy, cow theme.
Yeah. Something like that. So it connected the airsoft guns to a school function. School officials say students were talking about the photo in school on Monday, and it caused a disruption, in quotes.
Well, yeah, I'd be
What
scared
doesn't cause
too.
a disruption at school?
No, but I'd be
Does it really affect you?
No, but I'd be scared if I saw this. How are you supposed to know if it's an airsoft gun?
Well,
and
because it does look like a real gun.
And their face looks weird. They look like one of the creepy school shooters with their weird smile. Number two.
Yeah.
They look like they want to go on a murder spree. Oh, my goodness.
And number two, like no normal homecoming person does this. Usually the girls are in nice short shorts, they're looking hot. The guys are looking all douchey with the hair gel in their hair. And you can just smell the cologne through the picture. Like you can literally smell the overspray of cologne through the picture.
So
my point is, this isn't a traditional homecoming picture. So I'd be creeped out if I saw this.
So the reason why they were suspended was because it caused a disruption in school. That's what the superintendent said. These students know that it's provocative, said Superintendent Richard Gross. And to tie that to one of our school events kind of puts it over the top, which brings us into it. Jamie Pereira, who's
great point.
his
I'm not a
girlfriend.
guy who thinks you need to suspend someone over words or something, but you need to suspend them over this. You don't know what the gun is or what they're going to do or if they have a real gun in the back room and this is a test. You don't know.
Test.
I'm not kidding.
This is our pre-warm-up.
Dude, that almost looks like a painting that someone made of them holding those like machine guns.
I know.
Like that, they actually look like murderers.
They have like death stares.
What are they have like that blank stare that they're just going to go on a murder spree? Like
Especially the guy. I tweeted out at Happy Radio 893. Call us.
and then they'll make the excuse that they got possessed or they heard voices that told them to do it.
Give us your take. 630-785-2510. Because I think this is bad. I'm not a guy who says you suspend people all the time because we're becoming so uptight. It's the wussification of America. But this is one of the few cases when I say suspend them, don't expel them, but they did the right thing because you don't know what's going to happen. Someone could be taking a dirt nap if they brought a gun to a school.
So to finish off the article, the girlfriend says suspending us for 10 days and possible expulsion is way too much.
All right, yeah. Go on.
The students are suspended for up to 10 days. The superintendent said there will be a hearing about when or if they will be allowed to return.
All right, Kwall, any final words before we let you go?
Well, I mean, quite honestly, I don't think you could really get, the airsoft guns mixed. They always have that orange little thing at the end of it.
What do you mean?
Like, you know how, like, when they're manufactured, they always have, like, the orange ring around it?
If it's a real gun?
Yeah.
Not everybody knows that. I didn't know that.
It was meant to be pretty obvious.
Okay. I didn't know that. When I saw it, I thought it was a real gun until I read the story. I get what you're getting at. I get that when you have the orange thing, then it's legit. But I didn't know that, and I'm the average dumb American. So an average dumb American would think it's a real gun. I'm not mad at you. I'm just saying. I don't know why I'm getting mad at you. All right, Kwall.
Man.
Thank you for coming on the Hobby and SuperRICH show. Have a good day, bro.
Thanks for having me. You too.
All right, that was our guy, Kwall, the contributor and fan of the Hobby and SuperRICH show. It's just like, he says, well, if you have the little orange tag or whatever at the end, then it's a real gun. I didn't know that. Risky, did you know that?
I still think they're real after looking at it and reading the story.
I think they might have real intentions. Maybe it's not a real gun, but it's obviously they're not just kidding around like, yeah, we like to play.
Well, it's an airsoft gun, so they would use it for, like, paintball and stuff probably.
Like, I mean, it's one thing if you just take that picture for the lulz, except you don't post that on social media.
There's just something about the picture I don't like.
It's like their expressions is just something that annoys me.
And not just that, but their faces, they're just so goofy. The guy's face he's not all there, and the girl's face is a little different.
So anyway, we can move on to the next story here, which is Costco isn't the only store closed on Thanksgiving Day. Well, that's pretty interesting. This is from
that
New
a
York.
big deal?
I mean, if you're doing
guess,
a last-minute spree of food, like, you would think it's kind of a big deal. Like, because everyone loves Costco. They have the free sample. They have the snack bar. You can buy loads of things. Oh, geez, loads. You know what I'm saying?
Once upon a time, you could eat Thanksgiving dinner without worrying whether you might miss a doorbuster deal. But in the last couple of years, stores have been falling over each other to offer Black Friday sales on Thursday itself.
Well, they want the money.
All right, opening their doors before many people are even done with their turkey. Now, some stores are saying enough. GameStop and Nordstrom joined Costco in deciding they will remain closed on Thursday and open for Black Friday on Friday. Costco said its employees deserve the opportunity to spend Thanksgiving with their families.
Of course they do, because
Right.
those imbeciles go shopping and they miss their chance because they have to make minimum wage to help out the families, you know what I mean? Those imbeciles, I'm glad they're doing this. Too many companies are about the money. Can you just have one day where it's not about the money and you can let these families go home?
Macy's is still opening at 6 p.m. on Thursday, continuing its recent
Macy's is
tradition.
douchebags. They're all about, like, we got to get the sales in. Shut up.
Last year, Thanksgiving sales started between 5 and 8 p.m. on Thursday at most major retailers.
Who is shopping at 5 p.m. unless you're lonely and no one invited you to the family party? Why do you need to be open? Open up at 10. I went to Black Friday last year.
Well, some people want to get ahead of the crowd and get there while it's not as crowded, and stores just want to get a little more money.
I have two things that happened to me. Last year, I went to Black Friday with a schizophrenic guy, and he was walking around Woodfield
That's not a
talking
good
to
idea.
people with different voices, and that was very creepy. 2 years ago, I went to Black Friday, and the doors at Woodfield were knocked down. They were broken. If you're listening in a different city and you don't know what it is, it's like a mall, the biggest mall in Illinois. It's the
Fifth largest mall in the world.
and it's the second most visited place in Illinois next to Great America.
Yes, it
so,
is.
and that's a amusement park. Here's what happened. It's like front doors, it's glass, and there's like 2 doors, and then there's like 4 rows
Christmas
of it.
music. It's not even Thanksgiving yet, Hoppy,
Well, that's
or
why.
Halloween.
Well, I'm talking about Black Friday. So at Woodfield, you have 2 doors and 4 rows of it. You know what I mean? One of the 2 doors completely shattered because they were shaking it.
Oh, my
and
God.
everyone ran in, so they couldn't prove who it was. And the mall cop just puts his, like, 2 hands on his face, and the glass was everywhere. And he's like, go walk to that exit. I'm like, okay. And I
The
just
cop's like,
filmed it.
I'm just going to go to Cinnabon. Screw this. Screw this. I'm just going to sit at Cinnabon.
And I just went to watch people, dude. They were freaking out. Like, where's my waffle maker? I need the Xbox One. Like, screaming. Calm down. It's weird.
So Kmart.
Like, you know that it's
opens-
going to be there at Walmart or Target next week.
Yeah.
It's the idea of buying it early. Dude, I can't wait for Christmas music to come on the radio, by the way. For the first 3 weeks, I listen, and then I'm sick of it by December 10th.
I get sick of it like a couple days after.
Oh, I
it
love
starts.
this. Da, 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 da. All right. We have a call on the Hoppy and SuperRICH show. Let's see how this goes. TheEdgeOnAir.com. Who is this?
This is Mike from Cleveland.
What's up, Mike? What do you have to say?
Well, I just want to know everybody's opinion on, Cleveland fans doing the 180 flop, hating LeBron. Now he comes back and everybody's, kissing his butt again.
I do think it is a bit weird that they were burning the jerseys, that they were hating on him, that they were booing him at every move. But it's hard for them to just, like, keep hating on him when he was humble and writes a thing in SI and comes back. So it really doesn't bother me because your city deserves a championship. You guys have gone through so much turmoil.
No
with
championship since 1963 or 65 or something,
and
right?
even the one that the Browns won.
64 where the Browns beat the Colts.
64, yeah.
And wasn't that before the Super Bowl era? So it was like a
Yeah,
champion.
it was called the National Championship.
Yeah, so you guys haven't won a championship in modern era. You guys deserve this. Like, if you guys actually beat out the Bulls, because I'm from Chicago in the playoffs, I wouldn't be mad. If it was any other team, I'd be angry. But, like, I want to see Cleveland win it.
I would not be mad if the Cavaliers won a championship, although I wouldn't want them to win at the Bulls' expense. But
I don't. Here's my thing, though, man. I don't see them winning one this year.
Who do you see winning it? Because I think it's an open field. I mean, you could have Spurs. I think the Warriors are a team to watch out for with Kerr.
Well, they always are.
I don't think, to be honest, I don't think the Cavs could. I don't think they could beat the Spurs this year.
What do you see happening? Like, if it were to go to the finals
between the Cavs and the Spurs?
Yeah, I would see the Spurs beating them in like 6.
I would exactly.
What is the vibe like in Cleveland?
It's team chemistry. It's team chemistry. That's where it comes about, you know.
Go
There's
on.
no way.
Here's my thing. I think you guys are going to do well the first bit of the season. Like, you're going to come running out of the gate, but by December through like January, you'll go through a slump. But then you guys will get hot by the end of the winter, going through the spring, and then watch out in the playoffs. I have you guys winning it this year.
And the Cavs have a pretty a good game to start. They're going to be playing the Knicks, so that should be an easy win for the Cavs.
You know, they just got their butts kicked by Chicago.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to Bulls home opener.
Coming off a pretty bad loss, so.
Right.
Yeah, I'm actually going to Bulls home opener on Friday against Cleveland. Do you want to give us Yeah, I am. Do you want to give us a prediction for that game?
Oof.
That'll be a good one.
In Chicago?
Yeah, it's in Chicago.
Oh, coming from a Cleveland guy, man, I don't even know where to come. Oh, jeez. I mean, I'd say it's going to be a 5-point game either way. How about that?
I think it's going to be Derrick Rose versus LeBron James. Derrick Rose goes for 35 points, 9 assists, 5 rebounds, and LeBron James has a triple-double.
Not this early in the season.
Yeah, that's
he
way
will.
too early. Especially when LeBron will be guarding him.
I'm calling it now. Just saying.
You know who's going to have a big game.
LeBron's going to be guarding him, though, at the end of the game.
That's true, but I'm just saying, okay, maybe not that. I'm going to say he'll have those numbers, but I can see him having 27 on like 21 shots and that being a good game. Mike, what is your take on Money Manziel? Just overall in general.
You mean Johnny Clipboard?
Yeah, Johnny Clipboard.
Yeah, what's your
or
take?
Should we call him Johnny Headset? Because that's all he's going to be.
Right.
I am really beginning to lose my hope in him because I thought maybe he would grow up after the draft, but then he was partying with Beaver while Hoyer was working his ass off getting ready in the offseason. If he doesn't focus and get his act together, he's going to be the Kardashian of the NFL, being famous for just being famous and having everything handed to you in life. Like, I just don't have a good vibe about Manziel, especially when he's not supporting Hoyer and tweeting out and saying publicly, I'm glad we're 4-3 and I have Hoyer's back. The fact that the coach is saying they're getting a weird vibe from him in the locker room, because I just see it as he's probably moping on his phone, sending a text to his girlfriend, maybe sexting her, while the whole locker room's cheering. I just get this weird vibe that he's not happy, and everyone else is like, yeah, we're 4-3, go dog pound, and Manziel is just in the corner on Snapchat.
That's his problem, man. He's so used to being the center of attention.
Yeah. Everything in life has been handed to him. You know what I mean, Mike? Like, his whole life, probably since preschool, he's been treated like a god. And the one time he has to fight adversity, it's like taking him to India. It's like a whole new world for him.
Yep.
Anything else you have to say?
Put him in the NFL. He's going to be another Colt McCoy. He was a hell of a college quarterback, and he's going to be nothing in the NFL.
You pretty much took the words out of my mouth. Before we let you go,
were you mad when they drafted Manziel in the first round?
Yeah, that's actually a good question too. What was your take when that happened? Yeah.
Well, I was pissed when the Browns didn't pick Watkins.
Yeah, I'm not sure why you guys didn't take Sammy Watkins, I think taking Blake Bortles was decent.
Then they take Manziel, the 22nd pick. It's like, why would you even draft him? You know he's not going to play on your team. You know Hoyer had that spot on lock.
Well, dude, the Browns are a weird organization in general. They make weird decisions. Like, you guys could really be using Sammy Watkins right now and not having him on the Bills.
Firing their coach every season.
I think this coach is legit, though. I like that he called out Manziel. You know what I mean? Like, most coaches would boost up his ego, but I'm glad that he called out Manziel.
Yeah, exactly. Because you know what? You know, Manziel, like I said, man, everything's been handed to him. He's used to being the center of attention. He's used to being the star. You can't bring, a young kid from college like that into a Browns organization like that wins, 3-4 games a year.
Yeah.
Expect them to do, win 8-9 games. That's not going to happen.
Going into the draft, were you worried that they were going to draft Manziel?
Was I worried?
Yeah.
No. Did I expect it to happen? Yes.
Yeah, I just thought you guys were going to do something weird with the draft because every year when the draft comes by, the Browns just seem to do something funky. And Twitter was blowing up. Everyone in the media is like, Money Manziel is going to take over the Browns because I see a lot of the media people in Cleveland from like the local sports channels. I'm just kind of like, yeah. I said he's either going to take over the dog pound and be a Hall of Famer or just be a bust and be the douchebag that he is, and he's on the other side of the pendulum.
At least the Browns didn't take a kicker in the first round like the Raiders did when the Janikowski.
Yeah. Hey, but look at Janikowski though, man. He's
a Hall of Famer.
Around.
Yeah,
36 years old, and he's still kicking like a champ.
Oh, hell yeah. And then did you see my tweet? Phil Dawson looks just like your other quarterback, the one on the bench. What's his name? Connor Shaw?
Practice
squad. It is weird, the practice squad, yeah. That is like, weird.
They're like twins, man.
I bet that's Phil Dawson's, like, son that no one wants him to know about.
His illegitimate son.
What was the vibe like? Because you're one of the Browns fans, so you weren't happy when they got Manziel. But how was Cleveland in general? Because I feel like it was half meatheads blowing up and then half people angry. So what was the vibe like?
I was at a downtown bar for the draft.
Okay.
And it was a lot of booing going on.
Really? I could see that. Just like drunken booing. Like, what are you doing? Boo!
Exactly. It's exactly how it was.
I can just imagine that. Like, everyone's drunk on, like, a Thursday night. They're angry about their life. And then you see that you drafted Manziel. It doesn't help anymore.
I mean, it's bad enough that we live in Cleveland and then, we have a horrible football team and then we draft Manziel. Everyone's, like, pissed off at the world.
You're leaving me speechless, man. I'm laughing really quietly, but that was funny. All right. Before we let you go, where can people tweet you if they want to get your take on more things?
Hit me up at Hanrahan87. It's HANRAHAN 87.
I will
Twitter, man.
Tweet that out right now at Hoppy Radio 893. Well, Mike, thank you for tweeting me and for coming on the Hoppy and SuperRICH show here on The Edge. We appreciate it.
Awesome, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right, peace out. That was my guy. He's from Cleveland, and he listened to the show on TuneIn and wanted to give his take on everything going on with Johnny Manziel. All right, that's about it. Here's the deal.
Coming up, the Hoppy and SuperRICH show.
And what's going up?
A man beat his wife with a dumbbell.
Oh, nice.
In, in Vista. I don't know where Vista is.
It's weird.
Probably in California.
Probably in Florida. It's weird. Whenever I'm at the gym and I'm working out and I have, like, dumbbells in my hand, people who are, like, working out with their girlfriends with, like, shirts that have the sleeves cut off or they're on their phone, I've always been tempted. What if I just grabbed that dumbbell and I just grabbed the phone, threw it on the ground, and just, like, broke their phone or smacked it against their face? Like, they piss me off, and I'm all jacked up. Call the show, 630-785-2510. That is 630-785-2510. And tweet at us, at Hoppy Radio 893.
At Ryan Stupridge.
At rrisky16.
We will be right back on the Hoppy and SuperRICH show here on The Edge on air.com. After this, hang on.
The Hoppy and SuperRICH show.
This is the EdgeOnAir.com. ICB Lombard, Chicago's unsigned music station.
This is an official broadcast of Hoppy Radio. For more info, check out hoppyradio.com and hoppysworld.com.